gbogbo owó tí soso bẹ̀rẹ̀ kàn gbogbo owó tí soso bẹ̀rẹ̀ kàn ń spray sí dollars ní gbogbo ẹ̀.
Kí ló tó bá jẹ́ kó o dá padà ńkọ́.
Wọ́n jó ṣọ̀bẹ ó lọ sí Canada ó ẹrù tí ẹ̀ bẹ́.
Àǹtí tó bá jẹ́ o dá padà ńkọ́.
Yomi, don't forget, I still have.
I know how much I spray you. Make sure you return.
Yomi, don't forget that I still have the audio. I will go and bring it out actually, so I can cause a little bit of mayhem. I still have the audio in 2022 when I called Iyabo at home to interview with me about this case. While Iyabo was talking to me about Baba Ijesha case, giving me her own story of rape and all that, Adeton was in the background shouting, "We will kill him, we will kill him." Chebi Mosafwe.
Yeah, you told me.
We will kill him, we will kill him. That any camp Baba Ijesha contact me actually that they wanted that audio, but me fed that's it because of the judge.
You told me then.
If I post that now,
Auntie, Kiloreti, Owusheman Lo, buy or bones. About to look for a soft landing by only 5 people are pedophiles from their family. And you fail to even call them out. The way you don't have evidence against Baba Ijesha, apart from the criminal organized crime, because what Princess set up, the prerequisite for that action is error. It does not have propensity in law. They only allowed it because it's Lagos State. On a very good day, no court would allow the nonsense they did with Baba Ijesha. It's pure nonsense. Because at the end of the day, you even set him up with a grown-up, even if she's not up to 18, but I know certainly she's above 18. At the end of the day, any total sex, like you said, Baba Ijesha, the same specimen. Interview, so she set up with what you Princess said, Baba Ijesha defiled the girl when she was 7. That means he's a pedophile. So if you want to set him up, you set him up with the same specimen. How will you set him up with somebody who is grown up and who is like your only girlfriend? You're going to try and so the specimen are even different. So what you are trying to portray him as, and the specimen used in setting him up is different. I think you understand. If you want us to believe you, you would have which is very wrong. You would have risked by putting a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, innocent child around him. Then even if they set you up, are you supposed to be attracted to the child? But why would you put up somebody the age that that's not the real age? And why change here? And some people will say, why did he fall? Even David will fall. Even president of a country might fall for any woman. Don't set her up. I think you understand. So all these things they didn't see evidence of Baba Ijesha sleeping with a child when she was 7, but they used it to destroy him. Now they didn't see evidence of Naira Marley in the house injecting Mohbad or even inflicting the injury on his body, but they pinned everything on Naira Marley. I am only waiting for them to tell me, did Naira Marley have connection with that nurse? Does he have connection with that nurse? If truly there was even a nurse, because now Baba Mohbad is saying Mohbad died on the 11th. Yeah, Mohbad did a video, a different interview, that her son died on the 11th. 2 of Mohbad's friends confirmed 11th. The driver said...
Do you remember what I said last year? I said he died on 9/11. She people demand to say the word 9/11.
Only they don't know your value. He's going to come down. He's going to.
Oh, more value me now.
He's going to come down to that eventually.
Sad.
Very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Very
sad. Just like I said, or private DNA, everything now. That's why people are coming, that flocking to my page. Like, some of them are just nasty, but me, I can't even block people anymore. There's just too many people on my page.
But with the contaminated body, also, the toxicology. That body. Until she wants to body because they said organophate was kept on the body. The organs are spoiled. I don't know which.
I did a video, Yomi. I did a video this morning. Have you watched it? 674 days. But Yomi, Mr. Loba, why did Mr. Loba not do the independent toxicology test? The South African Nigerians are upset. They said they donated a lot of money for that.
I think the man was ambushed at some point. They threatened him with probably jail term or thereabouts. So Look at
Threatening him with jail
our
term.
WhatsApp group. They will easily destroy the man's reputation because they will tell him you can't stand with this, this syndicate. It means it go your burúkú báyìí ló kóra àwọn jọ pọ̀. Meanwhile, àwọn tẹ́rì, àwọn ìròmí wọn tó ń jó, àwọn tó ń lùlù fún àṣálẹ̀, the bigger fish, the terrible ones, those ones, tó bá máa padà mẹ́rin tó pa Mohbad, they might still cut them off and say, hey, you guys are lucky. Hey, you understand? And put a false message. But into any to one who lay and go to eventually there are externals that want to take a fall with the wife and probably the brother.
Right.
Because they're already accessory after the fact.
Yeah.
They are co-conspirators already. Because CBT will mean eventually, because if it turns out, if Baba Mohbad is able to establish that the son actually cried on the 11th. So the whole story of the nurse, and that nurse will still have to because now that the public is now looking in that direction, you want to say, hello, I'm just a four person.
Said something, she said that she's not going down alone when they first indicted her.
Only she's still going to speak, because at the end of the day, if it's going to mean that the entire public would have to start demanding answer if the cover-up continues by the government, the public will go rampage and go after her and say, you have to speak the truth. You can't keep us being a fool in our own country. If the government failed us, then they have failed us, then we'll do it by ourselves. There are many police stations, if they start aiding and abetting criminals, what they do is they will have to throw fire in there and say, there is a pedophile here, you are covering it up. They throw fire in the station. If they realize that the station is trying to aid and abet a pedophile, so why would the government be covering up murderers? So there is a legitimate grounds for that anger, because you are trying to incite violence by deceiving the entire public blatantly. Why would the government and police be covering up homicide evidence and confession? Only 4 persons, and you only want to charge him for impersonation and OBT. What about the homicide confession? What about the content of the video? That your commissioner said you shouldn't touch it. So what is going to happen? You have a bigger crime, you are now charging him for the smaller crime. The real one, who connect to Arapa? What about that one? So they know what they are doing. And it's not making sense any longer. The anger is
Kini road Darusha and see. Where is Darusha now?
And Wumi later confessed through our elder brother to me, because the driver said 3 people came out in the middle of the night when Mohbad was bleeding profusely. But we don't have the names of the 3 people initially. But luckily, she was able to reveal the identity of the 3 guys. And that is where the police will have to look into now. Those 3 guys that went out, definitely they cannot tell us that little cut in Mohbad's hand was why they rushed out and said he was bleeding. So the only thing that would have told us the cause of that bleeding would have been that toxicology that would have indicated that the poison was what led to the intestine to be ruptured, and it was oozing out blood from the mouth. So they finished that up, and the coroner inquest is gone. So the inquest said, we're not going to touch that, since toxicology did not say anything on that. So those 3 guys will have to tell us. You cannot tell us it was that hand that made you rush out. So if truly going by the account of Wumi in the interview with Shude, Tony, if it's going to be poison that ends our husband's life, that Adura cooked the last meal, would it be that is the reason why Mohbad is playing hide and seek and doesn't want justice for Mohbad, and saying Adura should not speak? Did anybody send Adura?
Everybody. Mommy and Daddy Bini Kimasoro. Is that what Zlatan was doing there? Mommy and Daddy.
Oh no. So the point is, did Tobaje, according to me, only if the toxicology will come out and say Mohbad died of a poison, why would she think that way? Because she must have seen traces of poison. My father-in-law never knew that it was Adura that cooked the last meal. And that way, Baba Mohbad said they should come to him and they should discuss on how to pin everything on Wumi. She says she has the recording. Yet the police are not inviting her. Maybe because nobody has reported that. So we are taking it up as a human rights organization. We are going to be sending the entire bundle to the, to the team in Abuja. So they will run it up. They will still round them up. They will not have to pay because the whole stuff is coming through.
Let me ask you a question, Yomi. Do you think that Naira Marley is going through PTSD right now because of all these revelations? I mean, post-traumatic stress disorder, that his career was completely ruined. Radio stations and TV stations, everybody just took him off their roster, MTV Base, Sound City, everything. Do you think he's going through a lot of trauma of losing his business? On the other hand, this is a two-part question. He's the one holding all the publishing catalogs from Mohbad on the first album. So that's billions and billions of naira now. He did make a statement recently that he has all Mohbad's money. Did you hear that statement?
Yeah, to your first question, which is about post-traumatic stress disorder. There is no way anybody will go through that barrage, of attack, online, offline, and the near possibility of being lynched, that you will not be suffering, because it will take days before he can actually gather up himself to sleep with his two eyes closed, because he doesn't know what is coming. The entire nation was set against him. He will become a shadow of himself, and at the end of the day, he has already, it's a mental stress. And then going back to the fact that about 3, 4, 5 days before that incident, he's seen as an A-list musician, and then 4 or 5 days after, nobody wants to even take picture with him and be proud of it on social media. So he will look at it and say, is this our table turn? Then who did I offend? And the third one is, this is a boy that he gave a platform. This is a boy that naturally, all probably he was doing is, I don't want to lose you. I invested in you. You are my legacy. I am only trying to scratch you because I want you to come back to the base. Do you understand? So who took your life? And then the fourth one is, how? What is my link to what took this person? And at that point, he can't be able to wrap his head around it, that the incident that led to this guy going down, how am I connected to this? Who is after me? At that time, don't forget, he has no idea of any WhatsApp group. That Naira Marley will know that there is any WhatsApp group probably a month ago. So for that 2 years, he was in the dark. A year ago, he sued Yabo 500 million to court. It made no headway because probably he lacked evidence. Because he wouldn't have what he has now, and that case over a year would have ended. So, and basically, we have to understand the fact that the lies can travel for as long as it can. The fastest athlete is the truth. It will catch up. So I believe strongly he's going to be suffering now. He must have sought help, or maybe he hasn't recovered, or he may not even recover. It might be something that will live with him the rest of his life. But certainly, high blood pressure would have been included. They've damaged the guy. So apparently, he would have learned his lesson, because at the end of the day, sometimes they would attend to your matter more than you, and they will act like they are loyal to you, but they are causing you damage in the name of, if you don't like, if this boy is trying to shop your face, we'll shop his face too. But the owner of the person will say, I don't want you, I still want to be proud. Even if he's going to leave my label, if he's going to be making it, I still want to be gallivanting is my product. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Forever. Even if Mohbad became the best-selling artist in the world, he's still going to be linked to Naira Marley forever. Just the way Ashake is. Nowhere you want to talk about Ashake, you talk about Olamide. If you talk about Wizkid, you talk about Banky W, and he's even enjoying his life. So all of my trauma but maybe
Yomi, let me ask you a question. You see, this girl, this Naira Marley, Sandra Benede, this baby mama was normally that said that Nara is going to release some shocking videos this week. Do you think one of those videos is going to be the one that I have? I'm not releasing mine yet. It could be that. I'm holding on to it for a reason. Remember did you ever see the video on Naramali's page in 2021 or 22? It's 21. End of 21.
Well, you have a connection with Ailara now. He has already given you a praise out that you are the only detective. So
they know
you have many things.
I know, but one partner, I mean, believe in prostate cancer. But anyway, we'll come back to that. But Yomi, listen. Do you think that video of Priscilla sitting with little Kesh? Priscilla was sitting with little Kesh on his laps at Naramali's house, and she was holding a balloon. She was using those helium balloons. Top man gets high. And she was also
no, it won't be stupid to release such video. Why would he release that?
One of my release some shocking videos, but
it won't release that because
I tried for Yabo by not releasing it myself. Okay, but they want to make this girl like very innocent and everything, but they accuse Naira of forcefully penetrating. Emi only forgive you, you know why? Yomi, wait. Yomi, I am a mother of 3 men. And I've said it on the Busola Dakolo case. I watched that video yesterday on TVC, the video of 2019. If somebody comes and disguises themselves and do an interview about them being raped by one of my sons, I want to see the face of that woman. I want to know who's talking.
Auntie,
if it's my own child,
Iyabo fights for other children. There is no way she would have that kind of information. The reason why you should discard it is if it is a mother that is not vocal, somebody that is not acting like she can face anybody. Is it not the same energy? Is it not the same that Naramali no facing? So our community, our shield, to what extent? Why would she want to do that? She said
Fireboy was sitting next to them.
See, we have baby t-shirt you auntie gbogbo ke e ma ní problem e mo pé ombola le gboro gba te ba sọ pé yan marun ba yin
post gbogbo àwọn video Yomi, when they posted all those Nigerians were having fun with it. That is why the internet never forgets. Everybody was watching the video, having fun. They're smoking.
Auntie, Iyabo ba lo yẹn ko lo nǹkan mi. She honor spike drink àwọn ọmọ but they went to bring what she said. She said, in
the chat, she said they forcefully entered Priscilla.
At the end of the day, at what point did they forcefully enter Priscilla? This same Naramali sent you a flower and used sexual and emotional words, and you accepted. You even confirmed you are a Malian. Can you please tell us what transpired after? And you understand? This Naramali, he runs in dollars. So at the end of the day, your children were going to his house because they went once. Said that my children used to go to his house and spike their drink. And these children you are talking about are adults. How come they still go there where they are spiking their drink? How come you never reported the case? How come you're not fighting for your own children? How come? At the end of the day, you are in a WhatsApp group fighting for another person's child, but you're not fighting for your own child. Tito, my princess, it was after my princess. It was after the question is, how do you want us to believe you? So why are you looking for things that will destroy people's life and make them look like a demon more when you are not having a balance on what to say? This thing is no longer palatable on social media because all these young girls will now say, that people demonize the person. Just say it. We're not going to be running into that because why is your daughter not speaking up? So the question is, you are accusing people and fighting for people that you don't have anything.
She has married. What do you expect?
Before she got married, you know, but she married.
They have to.
Tanzania. So why are you not fighting for your own children? It's quite appalling, and all these people following this kind of people. I always say
this is better than just lover. Nigerians want Yomi Wona. How many people are alive? 1.4K. You know, you guys are not even sending me. You are not sending me. Yomi notice so they are not sending me gifts. So You just want to hear stuff.
àwọn tó wà bí ọ̀kàlà ọkọ̀ wà mú.
You are
Ọkọ̀
not
wà mú
sending me gifts.
ọ̀dájú ni ẹ̀fí wọ́n lè ọ̀dájú wa.
If it's Pella, you all will come. Anyway, Yomi Kotode Motie to drop account number. Me no. Everybody, I want 190 million in my account when I live this life. 190,000. 190,000 followers times 1,000 naira.
You deserve it. People are
2007 477. Me will tell my account number me more. 2007 477 948. Yomi, birthday gifts nonsense in you. Because
Okay.
next week the birthday me. Eh?
That's good one. They have
Next week the birthday me, and I'm not
Àwọn
living this TikTok without my 190 million.
Now our moderators, they are supposed to be helping you to pay the accounts. Because
Some people are paying it for me. Somebody pays that account. See,
you have given so many intelligent, progressive standpoints. Láti your joy. You are an asset. Naturally, we should preserve people like you. It's just that Nigerians, they will look at your negativity. Little, dwell on. And in your leg, Jakilu Koboro. You understand? Americans, they know Donald Trump has some negatives, but they look at the bigger picture and they elected him. You understand? But I don't know.
Yomi, that is what I want to ask you now. First of all, those of you that are asking me for my Zelle, you can Zelle me. American Zelle is Kemi Talks Media yahoo.com. That's my email for.
Zelle is important. You come and type it.
I want to America okay for me low one then that will very rarely 5%. Zelle Kemi Talks Media at yahoo.com.
They are meant to preserve and fund somebody like you.
Send the money. Okay, let me ask you the next question. Yomi, let me ask you the next question. I want Jiga, I released a statement to everybody. I want Jiga to apologize for saying the Nigerian media that the Nigerian government was sponsoring me. He has not replied. He won't reply, right?
Oh, jubilate for any secret WhatsApp. Yeah, I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Okay, when I told Muyiwa Adejobi, wọ́n ní ṣé káwọn lọ gbé mi tí mo bóyá mo fẹ́ kún arrest tí ò bá apologize wọ́n máa lọ gbé.
ẹ má yẹ kó gbé ọwọ́ àdúgbò mi ni o.
ó tètè bẹ̀ mí o mi ní time for ṣì mo ti sọ fún Báyọ̀ Ọ̀nànúgà náà now that kind of stuff. mo rẹ́ẹ̀dì fún gbogbo wọn Nigerian government sponsor mi èwo ló tún wà ń bẹ àlómà ní Naira Marley kò kí n sún wọn ni àwọn ordinary people gan sọ pé Naira Marley àti Sam Larry sanwó fún mi. Why is it that you always think about bribes? Why don't you think a journalist can do a job without somebody paying them? I use my own money.
They believe everybody has got his price.
$8,000 monetization lórí gbogbo platform ni mo fi ṣe investigation Mohbad. Ó rẹ̀ mí. Ẹ wá ní kí n má kọ̀wé. Máa ṣe Netflix movie, documentary, everything on Mohbad. Tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá jáde tán gbogbo ẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí confess. No, when I ground them up, when I ground everything and I go for a book tour, you know what a book tour is? When you carry your book and you be going to talk about what you wrote about, there's nobody that can stop nothing.
But can I ask you a question before you go further?
Yeah.
You are very sensitive. With all this revelation, if Naira Marley refused to act on them, to seek legal redress, does that suggest he has a hand in Mohbad's death and is just trying to play soft? Or what do you think?
I think if everything comes down to the end, he's just trying to play soft because I don't think he wants to give them problems. The reason is because some people are different. Some people will accept apologies. Let me give you an example. I want to say this now in a very
Yabo is not apologizing to him. So what do you think?
No, Yabo, one not to apologize. Oh, Tigbo latest.
No, I think not secret apology. I am talking about
the public one.
Not coming to give the case solo came to give public apology. That
okay. Yabo hasn't done public apology, but Sandra said she came to apologize, and I've posted it on Facebook. Like, only everything VDM said was true. Okay,
this suggests the technical questions. You know, this thing, I'm sorry, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
as we speak now, even if there is a fall person, the nurse, even if Mohbad was eventually, it was established that Mohbad was poisoned by somebody in that house.
Yeah.
If the person was acting on instruction, though there is a likelihood that the person that did it, is either acting on instruction or he is envious of his brother and he believes that if he's out of the fray, but he shape particle to keep her incapacitated, he will take over the dynasty. But it's from outside. We don't know who gave that instruction. Will it mean that his decision not to take further step means that he knew that Otule Pada, Otuyile Olori?
No, the DPP has decided that they have no hand in it and they're not indicting them. Yomi, this is a situation that...
I'm talking about the fact that if I'm only saying we're looking at the angles that would mean that in the light of a new lead, this same DPP will go back to it. If tomorrow, let's take for instance, if somebody in that house is pictured or filmed trying to poison Mohbad, and we see that or kawari pada the video no le yan kari pe Mohbad se npo eje or kari pe nígbà tó máa gbé sísàlẹ̀, the video is going to come out eventually when they are bringing him down. If we see that blood is coming out from Mohbad's mouth through to his shin,
then it's poison.
That is poison. Then the question now is
because poison cuts the gut.
Exactly. So the question so but see any stab wound, gunshot wound, then it is poison. Then we'll go by Wumi's testimony. Certainly, if it is poison and video here, if you hear me, I still understand. But I am very sure people have it. Tomati show at one point, but if you won't be here, agenda when we buy tari, Tomati that we Latin no, they be singlet here. Certain it is poison. Then at the end of the day, that means Mohbad was poisoned by somebody inside the house.
And they used the nurse as a cover-up.
The nurse might have attended the house on that 11th, but the one placed on Tuesday, because Auntie Kohado, this nurse Tansoy is a total stranger to Mohbad, to Wumi, to Adura, to Darusha. And if a nurse is coming with injection into your house for a Mohbad that is acclaimed to be threatened and attacked here and there is no way. You don't know the nurse from anywhere. You will certainly ask her, where is your office? Where do you live? What injection did you insert in my husband's body? And the first sad reality is this. At the end of the day, immediately to this nurse in question came in contact with your husband within 30 minutes and took his life. The same nurse, Pelu story, that same nurse did not rush him immediately to the hospital. You cannot come back and meet that kind of a patient alive. Because if you injected somebody and the person began to react, certainly you don't have the antidote. The best place you can get the antidote and you'll be guaranteed is a hospital facility. Because any ICU stage, intensive care unit stage. So which nurse? That kind of a nurse will eventually get jungle justice. Because
now
you will now rush out of the house. You are not living in that area. So how will you know the chemist you want to go? And at the end of the day, you're going to and fro alone has already jeopardized and shown that you messed up with the life of that individual. If that is what the Nigerian police want us to take, at the end of the day, it's a charade. There is no nurse. It's just a false person. At the end of the day, they would only probably caution her or tell her, you are only a very, very desperate woman being. Why would you accept such a business? and then you'll be they might sentence her to 6 months, still the same sentence. So at the end of the day, Auntie, telling us that kind of a story, it's inconceivable. Then you now decide anytime below hospital tele. And she want rush here hospital. What are you trying to do?
I'm hearing you.
So that's my own perspective. And in this case, I don't know what they are trying to make the Nigerian public look like. I don't know what the justice system are trying to do. Well, it's good as we are now. The coroner removed the hand. No toxicology was brought before me that make any sense. Nobody brought any evidence before this coroner court. Nobody even testified against Naramali Samilari. And nobody testified. I want to believe nobody testified against them. They will look at it and say, whoever is going to be responsible for whatever happened to Mohbad, I want to believe it was in that house and that happened on Monday. Iyati sọ pé Monday lọ́wọ́ òun kú. Bàbá ti sọ pé Monday, the post on affidavit. So we have to go back. And these detectives, they will go back and get concession. If the Lagos State Police did not do deeper investigation, the one at Abuja, if they do deeper investigation, it is to the credit of the president and the current ruling party, Papa. Despite the fact that there are some terrible people that want to use the same incident to destroy the same government.
Yomi,
Ma?
I have a question for you.
Go ahead, ma.
I did a forensic investigation, and yesterday I showed Nigerians my work in Toronto with the 13 murders that I solved over there and the 4 that I solved in America. I was holding a placard with names of children who were like mostly under 21, some were a little bit over 21, and these were gun murders. Those are the kinds of cases I solve. And a lot of times, what I do, I actually showed a screenshot of what the police said about me when they were deporting me for antagonizing gun laws. They said the chief of police said something that 5 more people like Kemi will solve everything. There won't be any old cases. And then there was a point where the spokesman to the police department said, I have to say, Kemi helped us in a lot of investigations. And the statement he made at the end, Nigerians caught that statement. And if I have to be criticized, so be it. Because not everybody liked me in the police department. There were a few white cops that didn't like that it was a black woman that was getting all the attention, getting the guns off the street. Because I'm in a black neighborhood, and when I tell a parent to get me a gun out of the children's room, we were taking all these guns away. Because your child may be a killer. Your child at the dinner table may have killed somebody and you don't even know. You might be eating dinner with a killer. So we did all these campaigns, and not everybody would like you. But at the end of the day, in 2012, I was deported from Canada, political deportation, antagonizing of gun laws. I didn't do any crime or anything. But in 2022, many of the MPs were trying to keep me. But our conservatives won't hear, so our liberals for me low on the business. At the end of the day, Mulo Nigeria, I didn't even appeal because I believe my father was going to get me a job. He promised. I made a mistake by going. I should have appealed because my father literally ambushed me as well. But at the end of the day, we are. Hold on one second. Yomi. I want to hold on.
Lord me. Thank you.
Just hold on. I just want to do something here. Just hold on. I want to close comments because I want everybody to listen. Now, with everything that happened in Canada, I knew where the guns were.
Power tap. It makes it stronger so that they will know, you're live. So that power tap, it shows activity.
Oh yeah.
That automated machine wọn. So tó bá ń read the activities, ó máa jẹ́ kó strong. How many people are complying with what they are listening? But when
Okay.
you have this loads of people and nobody is reacting, and even when they send gifts, Papa, thank you rest of the world. So
Well, let me tell you what I did. In Canada, in Canada, I dealt with gun violence. So I knew where the guns were. And I knew how we could get them off the streets. And when we got a news tip about one of them come down the street, I want to shoot there. I want to want neighborhood more and to shoot. We want to Huji. I want to shoot there lórí basketball court. But ilé kan náà ń lọ at the end of the day. So a lot of people will be calling me and giving me all these tips. And then I'll call the homicide officers and then they'll have an arrest warrant and they go and arrest. 13 murders. Now, investigative journalists usually work alongside police in modern countries. In Nigeria, I worked with the police with the Ormoni case, and I was vindicated 2 years later at the inquest. Nigerians bullied me to the point that I left the country for them. That was what I left Nigeria for, the whole Ormoni case stuff. Celebrities go to a house, beat up. Now let me tell you what happened. In Mohbad's case, this is the question I want you to answer. In Mohbad's case, if you remember the Oromoni case, as soon as the Oromoni case got so tight, they moved Odumosu away. When a case becomes high profile in Lagos, why are they moving people away? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ wọn ló falsify age ẹ̀. Wọ́n ló ti lọ sí Interpol, ó falsify age ẹ̀. Did they retire him?
forceful retirement, or he was expelled from police or what? I think so.
I heard he was expelled. Was that done coincidentally with the Mohbad case on his head?
Was the commissioner of police then?
Yeah.
In his address, he spoke about the CCTV. That he checked the CCTV. Suddenly, we don't know the whereabouts of the hard disk, and we went into the house. The CCTV was an original installation. It came with the house. The only thing left would be for you to get the coordinates probably on your phone, if you want to monitor on your phone. And one of the neighbors told me that in her own part, the CCTV was working, but it's with those in charge of the central CCTV of the estate that she did not even bother to ask that they should share her the social media coordinates so that it can be showing on her own phone. Because if you ask for it, there is a way they will set it up on your phone, the one that relates to your house.
There's a way they do that. That's how my house was.
Because to buy to correct here, to buy CCTV, because the CCTV is part of the package. So they only kept the cameras in places that are public spaces in your house. The only place, your staircase, your parlor, your kitchen, and your backyard, and the front gate. Your living room, your upper stuff, no CCTV there. So the lady showed me her own prototype. It's the same thing with Mohbad's house. I will show it on my live tomorrow again.
Okay, now, but wọ́n fásitì retire owó nǹkan ìjà wa bẹ́, everybody wanted to be the CP, so there was a CP struggle, and Ayilara had been promised that promotion from the homicide chief at Panti. So because somebody else had to come to the Lagos one, they now moved Ayilara to Akwa Ibom, made him CP in Akwa Ibom. How long did he stay there and then he suddenly died? Do you by any chance suspect his death? Yomi, ṣogbọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ. Yomi? Yomi? I can't hear Yomi o. Yomi?
Ma?
Yomi, did you sleep off?
No. Mo sáré yọjú wo ọmọ yẹn ni.
I didn't hear you. I said, do you think that Ayudara's death was suspicious?
No, I don't think it is, but until me called him there. Try and get to me.
Yeah.
Ayilara was the deputy commissioner of police and the lead investigator in Mohbad's case.
Yeah, the homicide chief.
And at the end of the day now, this entire incomplete or half-baked investigation is going to be linked to him. So I want to believe that it's a lesson for anybody to look into the matter and say, this is not Mohbad's original investigation that was read to the public. So, it could be anything. It could be intervention from God. It could be Mohbad's spirit fighting for himself. It could be a message from God that, look at what you're doing. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, they knew from beginning when they intervened, when they went to investigate that. And if you look at that boy to release the audio, only Mohbad in hospital by your photo. But nurse why inject here?
Yeah, but the one thing now.
Now, but what I want refer to in the morning of that 12th. Ode Soropa, a nurse injecting Mohbad, the same trajectory. The only difference was that the hospital rejected that don't use our hospital. So by the time they will change the narrative, what change here? That the nurse came in the afternoon. But the same story because see option me to one left or to cover up what you wrote, and they need to decide fast because they need to give a report back. So the best way, sorry, medical negligence. Ambulance hospital. No hospital will accept to say that our launch only because they will say, where is your doctor's report? You understand? So they have to lie that they took to the second hospital, they staged the old one that you claim you took the first one, second one, and then you return the body back home instead to the morgue and reporting the case to the police. So the question is, why did we not report the case to the police? Who told you that what the nurse did is right? How did you trust the nurse? You don't know the nurse. You don't know the content of the injection. And she has a whole 24 hours gap to be ambushed or infiltrated to actually come and take the life of your husband. So where are you sympathizing with her, or why did you give her that leverage? But testimony, nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere Adura said, I held the nurse and said, you are not going anywhere. Why can't they report to the police station? Because when you look at the scenario, Mori, what if your oracle is working with those that want to take the life of your husband? Or Tombuli injection like something that was kept in his body intravenously.
Right.
They react very and it thought if attack it. So certainly there is no way you will trust that the nurse came with good intention. That you will eventually say, okay, come in there. Abiki baba kwede kogbope imeteta darosha adura ati Yomi. What kokolo nurse yes pe we don't sorry, let's report to the police. I can lost son to shele ifolopa even before my father-in-law come, or even before police hear and say what's going on, so that they won't be saying I have a hand in it. That's the best thing to have done. If they are so clean and they have nothing on the matter, because reporting to the police does not mean they will beat you or they beat the girl. They will just help you to manage the situation and take Mohbad's body to the morgue. Immediately you report that somebody was murdered, it becomes a state case. And you don't need to worry yourself about any police reports to take the body to the morgue. The police, they know the official document they will use to deposit the body in the morgue, and the investigation will start. But this lady, they will claim it's industry gods. People, are they the ones that made you to hide the doctor's reports? Are they the ones that made you people not to take him to hospital? Are they the ones that made you not to report to the police? Are they the ones that made you not to even report the nurse to the police? Are they the ones that return Mohbad's body back to the house? Are they the ones that embalmed Mohbad's body locally? Are they the ones? I understand. They are going to do all this. Are they the ones that gave you and Mohbad's elder sister Jazz to put in the grave, where you were saying it is Bible and white cloth? So who are these? Are they the ones? Who are these industry gods that did it? So because at the end of the day, it's not
again. Mo láti post àwọn kìíní again. Kí ló máa ń fẹ́ àdùnṣe náà? Yomi, what do they use Ado for?
It depends on what is prepared and mixed and kept in the god. We don't know
what, but she threw it inside the grave.
It could be.
Is there a curse? Is there a curse when you now uproot that grave? Because they didn't think they will uproot it.
That's why they cemented it almost the same day. And the point is this. All those things that they threw in daytime, they had the intention of doing it in daytime. That's why maybe it's one of the reasons they said they wanted to bury him at night. That would have given them the leeway to do all those things undetected, and they will seal it immediately. So whoever is responsible for that, or maybe that is the person that gave them the order that with this thing that we've all agreed to do together, the burial must be done quickly today. You understand? Because normally if you bury like that, you are meant to leave that stuff, except it is a well-dug grave that has, blocks, well aligned, and they've already cemented it, they prepared the grave down. That is the kind of grave that you can cover that same day, because you've already prepared the slab, everything down. But if it is a recent dug grave that has not been no cement, no block cement inside, you would have to wait for like 3 days for it to be so stuck together. It would have to be very strong before you start cementing. But they did everything that day.
Yeah, but money, or it's my first so Yomi. I'm dealing with something right now here. Sorry, an insect. An insect just came on my table. I thought I saw it. Sorry.
Careful.
Joe, the Masorello.
So only in I don't know, because the old stuff is not really making sense. And for an NGO like myself, and a whole lot of people on this TikTok that were doing the justice for Mohbad together, we're not going to be backing down. The particular 30 seconds video, there's no clarity yet on that, because whatever the case may be, Damola does not own that video. It belongs to Adura. You understand?
Yeah.
And that particular phone belongs to Adura as well. So if there is going to be need to even recover the video, we will still need Adura, because he holds the video. He kept it in his hand for a long time. And then the homicide confession. But if you look at the homicide confession that, somebody pushed Mohbad, he knocked the head on the floor. And with the fact that the driver said there was a fight between Wumi and Mohbad, that stuff, driver saw the fight till the gate. Adura continued. If we merge it together, there are already circumstantial evidence and witness accounts. So it's going to make a whole lot of sense to say that, okay, the trajectory is still making a whole lot of sense. You were the one fighting, you heard Oluloyo, and then in the middle of the night, they rushed out. So if you look at it and they're bleeding profusely, and the incident, it would mean that at the end of the day, they did something terrible to him, place him down, try to give him, medicine, and probably say, go and get food for him to take the medicine. And that was where, there was access to poison or do whatever it is. It is a possibility. But whatever the case may be, they will have to tell us what actually happened. And that might eventually show, something will show us eventually. Because iCloud, they have a role to play. Apple has got a role to play too. the coordinates of Mohbad's CCTV will still have to be looked into, and then they will have to find a way to bring it up. So whoever is that big person, maybe he's an actress that is trying to give the real perpetrators connection, whatever it is they have. I know somebody powerful who is very rich is involved. Maybe
He's
not.
a politician.
I'm seeing traces of two persons from our own investigation, but one of them is a real estate mogul. How far the person is connected, I don't know yet, because I'm not seeing the connection of any royalty at all. I I suspect the syndicates, while they are trying to knock down Naramali and Samilari, if they are not connected to that nurse, I think one of the key persons they thought could help them with the government is that Oba. And, and that's why they started the narrative of he's the father of the baby. Maybe he has something with the girl before or not, I don't know. But I think I'm beginning to, you know.
I want very shishi, but I'm more. I can tell you that.
I think I'll go with, that's why I said I'll go with your first thought that there was issue of domestic violence. If we go by what we are investigating.
Domestic violence, cultism.
And maybe rituals, maybe the body was sold for somebody who needed it, and you know, because I cannot understand the synergy of Wumi and the elder sister of Mohbad throwing fetish substance at the same time. She family ritual, what fi she ọkọ tó wà ní family wọn ló lo Mohbad ni, àbí ara ta tó ta fún yẹn tó lo yẹn lọ pé gbogbo èlò yẹn behind Baba Mohbad, or he was later involved, because whatever they threw into that grave, or Baba Mohbad don't arrange the pastor now, and that pastor would never tell the whole world he didn't see the white clothes and the substance being thrown in. So Sheko didn't report for Baba Mohbad. So I know there is that breakdown of relationship. Something went wrong. Where Mohbad do down in Waru, so Baba fi kẹ̀yìn sí lady yẹn tó fi wò pé ìwọ wà fẹ́ la. I accepted to go through all this. I'm not supposed to do this for my son, but you made me do this. I'm getting out of this whole mess. You have to take
Mohbad. Of course, this is like a crime, whatever thing now.
No government should even support the family with all this nonsense, because the family, they didn't come clean, and all this whole idea of it's no longer their business. It's the business of the state, the public, and the government. And we are looking into it holistically so that the boy will get justice. Not the old nonsense. Not come, you know, those people flying with the grandeur of delusion and unnecessary sentiment and emotions, as if they truly care. Àwọn nǹkan tí ẹ̀ka máa tò pọ̀ la máa gbé pọ̀ tá a fi máa bàlújẹ́. Ẹ wá fẹ́ dá arú òkú yẹn padà sínú ilẹ̀. Álímì àbèrè. Álímì lórúkọ tó ń pelẹ̀. Kò ṣètò àti kò fẹ́ gba Mohbad padà láì ṣe pé ẹ̀fọ́ tó dá padà. Ẹ bá fi rọ́ọ̀dá padà, nǹkan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí gbogbo alẹ́ kò yẹn. Ọlọ́mọdé arógun àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn. Nǹkan burúkú á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wọ́n nǹkan burúkú ni. Àwọn báyìí pé pẹ̀lẹ́ aráàlú àtàwọn tẹ fi ṣe lórí iṣẹ́ níta fẹ́ máa ṣe rè. Torí ẹ̀jẹ̀ bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ funfun ni. Until they get the truth out and get the ends of it and return justice for that boy, that is when the land will accept it without affecting innocent souls. But if the same public fold their hands, I want to fold their hands in two of us, Jan, see, see what I like, so see, because they are spiritual. I am warning you guys. The meeting will get see me. That will coffee on TikTok. People are on these cases.
You're saying that I've said it that it's cultism, ritualism, but starting from domestic violence. Like they killed him, they planned it, but they had to use the closest person to him, his wife. And that is the way I see it. However, you know, if you're going to conclude now, what would you say killed Mohbad? You know, Maso.
If I want to conclude, question yẹn tẹ́mi ẹ mọ̀ pé nítorí pé yóò ti parí investigation yìí.
Kí lọ́lọ́pàá ń ṣe? Yomi, kí lọ́lọ́pàá ń ṣe? Yomi, kí ló tí gbogbo èèyàn ṣe dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí? Okay, take my colleagues. Just take my colleagues. Sahara reporters, Yele Sowore, they have the funding. All these people have more funding than me. Why didn't they investigate this case?
You know, like I said, what I suspected. Pẹ̀lú ẹ̀wọ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n tó joy. Check what I mean. If we don't have inclination of this syndicate, this set of our two amazing, with all their conversation and everything, they are not discussing of the primary cause or investigating the case from what led to Mohbad's death. So it shows that there are funds available, whether through donation or whoever is behind, trying to shield whoever it is, and they are blocking or to silence our audio, and they play the game. And we thought the way they were able to play the game, that Naira Marley and Sam Larry are the big guns.
Yeah.
And they want to punish Wunmi for a crime she knows nothing about. But the fact remains that if you come out to say the industry just took his life, and this is the incident only to the death of Mohbad, that means you have fed the public with lies.
Yeah.
Because how would tell them story bullying later? Why did you lift the bullying stuff as a form of distraction? We agreed Mohbad was bullied. It might even be that petition, people Mohbad call Oti stop bullying here, because that might have even scared the Samilari to say you need to stop all this nonsense, and he may have stopped. Okay?
But this is what Prime Boy told me. Everyone said that people Prime Boy 3 hours. Prime Boy, the petition had already, all of Jamala after.
So the petition may have even yielded positive result without the guy being, because there was Samilari here. He wrote a counter petition. He was trying to defend himself. That means the police acted by trying to invite Samilari.
Yeah.
And he found a way to put up a defense. So he's already scared that the police and these people know that you're after this guy. So he might have stopped. But what happened to Mohbad the last minute, the last moment?
Yeah.
He should be isolated to any. He fought his friend, he fought his wife, he fought his baba, he fought his guinea corn 6 months ago. If they have given us this line of events, there is no way anybody will go for Sam Larry or Naira Marley. I tell you that most especially Naira Marley, we might even go for Sam Larry because okay, this guy is also bullied him. But the whole idea of he was in a label, he decided to go. Whatever he must have been going through now, from indication, Ashaketu is going through it. Ashake will look into the whole matter. He said he wants to go. He doesn't want to renew his contract, and there is imbroglio and all of that. It's bound to happen. It happened to footballers in the Premier League, in all other leagues. When they are playing for a club, they sign 2 years or 3 years. 1.5 years, they are out everywhere. Bigger club wants them. They're like, what about us? We want to win league. We invested in you. Nobody knew you. Now it's now that way we give you platform. You want to go. So at the end of the day, I am not ruling out domestic violence. But I don't know if the domestic violence finally took Mohbad's life, or somebody took advantage of a Mohbad half dead and finished up the job. So it will tell me he's suspecting here. And Kemi.
Yomi?
Ṣẹgbọ́n tí mo sọ.
Mo sáré lọ toilet ni, but that mo fẹ́ hear the role of the lancer. Hold on. Just hold on for me.
Okay. Ẹ lè mute bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ṣé ẹ máa gbọ́ bẹ̀ ṣe ń tàǹbà o?
Sorry, I went to the bathroom. Yomi, what I want to ask is the role, I heard what you said, the role of Zlatan in this case. According to the chat, are you hearing?
I'm with you.
According to the VDM chat, Zlatan was the one that was distributing the videos. And I know that for sure. My sources told me. He was the one that started posting all the videos, him and Bella Shmurda. Bella Shmurda was in Canada when this happened. And Bella Shmurda and Zlatan were posting all the videos. However, what happened in Canada was the concert was, Bella Shmurda concert was cancelled. Short year. But when they cancel concert yẹn, kò wá fẹ́ wálé because tí Mohbad ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ̀. So every one of them looks suspicious. Just you get?
No, the point.
They all look suspicious. So I tweeted Bella Shmurda. Yomi, by any chance, did you see that tweet?
Which one? Which of the tweets?
That I tweeted Bella Shmurda and said you need to go to the police.
Yeah. I saw it to that.
Did you see the reply that the police made?
He even did a song recently. Only Sojo don't shoot wrong person.
Èèyàn tí òfin Naira Marley sínú album tiẹ̀, ó rí tábìlì tó ṣe. Wọ́n ní ìṣe mo ní Naira Marley Mohbad, ó rí tábìlì tí Bella Shmurda ṣe ni. They asked him, is Mohbad in your album? No. I don't want any Malian stuff. Did you see that? To tell you that these people are not your friends. But she's on here now, arrogantly. I don't want any of that Malian stuff. I'm worried. But inside Mohbad's last album, you're hearing me. Bella Shmurda was inside Mohbad's last album.
He doesn't want to enter a situation they would see an opportunity to retaliate. In the sense that he's saying indirectly that as we speak, Mohbad is still a signee of the Malians. So to sign. So if anybody, if they are using him while he was alive, he can defend himself. But now that he's gone, these people can say he's still our artist. If we bring you document to show that he signed to us till 2027 and you used him in the music 2025, you have to pay him. So probably he avoided that, not because of hate to Mohbad. No, I know. Whatever the case may be, no matter what you think about these guys, they are in homies. When the ships were down, they gave him this kind of shield. You can get to me.
They all make money off that album, but she froze everything.
Okay, somebody said Mohbad was even alive then, so like it's still the same thing. They are seeing Mohbad as a signee of the Malians. He hasn't really.
No, the royalties in Malian music is a lot of money now. But also there's royalties in his own album. Like, you know, he released an EP before he died.
And royalty was on the album when he was still signed to them. What if one of his contracts is that he's going to do music for them? I'm going to somewhere for outright, you don't know. You know?
Oh no, make all that here, but I want to pass one chicken. Ìyẹn blow nítorí orin tó jọ ṣe pọ̀. They need one chicken olórí bàbá yẹn láti lọ kí. Ṣé o mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀?
Everything is ẹ̀kọ́ni fún yàn.
Egu àbí orin kan báyìí. Ọmọ orin náà Egu, Mohbad àti Chike. Gbogbo wọn náà blow off Mohbad. Chike ò lọ kí bàbá Mohbad dé ní. Ayé ṣá.
Yomi, to be honest, you know who fight Mohbad.
Let us wrap up.
Nothing anybody needs. Whatever you don't have to elaborate it.
Yomi, I'm a best. Jimmy by 5 a.m. Kilo
No, somebody was telling me in the comments that Yomi, you, to be honest, you know who fight Mohbad. And I'm saying,
please repeat that.
The person said, Yomi, to be honest, you know who fight Mohbad. And I replied to the person that no matter what anybody knows, if you're not ready or you don't have evidence to back it up, and you're
Yomi is
not ready
different,
that point,
though. Whoever asked that
you're
question,
just
Yomi is
ranting.
a human rights activist, so he's different from you. I'm an investigative journalist,
So,
and I have my own backups and stuff.
but
Okay, and I'm not sitting down pretty on whatever. Some people have been one put me now. Tony, my first Mohbad pa wo mo fẹ́ kọ ìwé ń pa ẹ̀. Let me explain something to you, everybody. I open the comments. Whenever a journalist does an investigation, and that investigation is very deep, a lot of journalists will write a book about that investigation. Okay, I did 17 investigations while I was in Nigeria. I want to write a book about all of them. And I want to call it A Decade of IJ. A Decade of IJ is a decade of
comment Rita 14 says, Auntie Kemi, I respect you because everything you said in September come to pass.
I saw it, Mukansi. Everything I said was true, but Nigerians were not ready for the truth. I left Nigeria for that reason. And I'm never coming back. I have nothing in Nigeria, no family, no nothing. I have nothing to do with nothing. Only thing left is this my first bank account. And when I close it, finish. I'm moving on with my life. I cannot live in a country like that nobody likes the truth. Everybody wants to sit down on lies.
Auntie, take us a thought for our.
Eh?
The right thing to do for the public is what we are doing now. The old scripts, the two scripts that were initiated initially, by now, the thought is that the case would die in natural death by now. Because let's assume there is no 3 seconds.
I didn't do anything and you didn't do anything. It would have died.
Let's assume there is no 3 seconds video. Let's assume there is no pursuit of that. Let's assume there is no WhatsApp chat coming through. The inquest and the police investigation is concluded. The inquest said the same thing with the police. And the nurse pleaded guilty to negligence. And I look at it and say, with everything that was said about the nurse, it's just how many count charges? Do you know how many count charges the nurse is going to be facing? But
Yomi, show plead guilty. You are doing inquest, judge ni.
No, inquest is fact finding. It's not a trial court. She pleaded guilty in the court, magistrate court. So one charge you want to spending law. Because the DPP said the 2 persons who are already in the investigation or local is just spending and the nurse. The colony case last answer that Naramali, Samilari, Prime Boy, all of them, they are discharged but not acquitted. But they discharged them that I won't read anything. That only if you pursue case against one.
In Cotton first, one of the prosecute nurse at spending.
The trial commenced a long time, and the nurse they've entered plea. The spending said is not guilty, but the nurse said she accepted her guilt based on the fact that I am looking at a likelihood for her to plead guilty. Number one means that she doesn't want to stress the judge, and that is an alibi to say for you to not stress us. We are giving you 6 months, and that 6 months they will say it should start from the day she was incarcerated by police, and she spent 4 months already in police detention. She's going home that day. She's home already, and that day they will read the judgment. She will just come and then to be a walkover. Except there is a new lead that will change the role she played, and they might even add to her charges. And TK ever lost high court. That is when she will now see the reality of life.
There be a new lead with VDM stuff.
There could be. The only reason why I am looking at there is likely not to be a new lead from there is that it's looking to me, without bringing down anybody's effort, is the fact that Morira is going back are screenshots. Check it me. I want to involve with voice notes to play. Probably because those ones that gave up those stuff to him did not release the audios. Because normally I want screenshots if it was involved. I can send the voice note here. If it was a direct access to the WhatsApp chat, he will be playing the adjoining voice notes to make sense. Type here. You get me? So basically, that means there might likely not be, or there could be. So or maybe he's saving his materials. He's starting off like, I won't be playing the voice note now. I won't play any video, but I know for sure if you talk about the video, it would have. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Anybody could contact him and say, it's like you have it. Let's give you the rest. I tell you that, or he has it. I don't know. But on our own side, hello, I don't know what side be no. When it is time, when it is time, when it is time, something most likely may come out.
I want to thank everybody for coming already.
Live. So it might come from there. Then they said he played the video. So there is a possibility that it will come. Oh, yeah, he played the video. So there is a possibility a lead might come from there. If he has access to the video and voice note, there is a possibility.
Let's see. I don't know. Everything that VDM is showing. This is why I didn't want VDM to interview Spending. But anyway, it's done. But no, it's good. I don't know if VDM has voice notes inside the chat.
You are mistaken.
So far, we're hearing the chat. But he kept Yabo's part away. Yabo went to beg Naira Marley today because Yabo doesn't want people to see what was said in that group. That's why she went to beg Naira Marley before she left. Let's wait and see. Yomi, I thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, ma.
Sorry again, show, but me, I don't go live a lot.
You always honor me when I'm on live. You come, so
I have to. I don't go live a lot on my page. I always come to other people's live, but I'll be coming live now. Everybody that sent me a birthday gift, thank you. I'm going to go and check my account now.
When is the birthday? When is the birthday?
My birthday is August 6th, next week, Wednesday.
Okay, we can always come back and do, a special birthday gift a day before or 2 days before.
We can do it like the day before, 5th.
Let's keep a date on that. You might come up before.
That for me, money do no case Mohbad.
No, you deserve it, and everybody will just have to bless you. Targets a particular figure. And when we get it, it is to show that you are an asset. Because people tap from your experience, and when you speak,
thank you.
Sooner than later, people will have to understand you more, and they will realize that you are better off a lot of people that people sit under their stuff to you.
Yomi, I thank you for those compliments. And you know what really pains me is because last year was my 60th birthday, and I was sitting down in a room with nothing. When I say with nothing, no birthday party, no cake, no nothing. I was just like alone. I was working in, I don't remember, so no one called me, no one said happy birthday, none of my family.
My father was still alive. And Kemi, we are doing it together, and we are starting 11:30 on the 6th leg we have.
We'll start at 11:30 on the 5th.
Exactly. So when it is 12 o'clock on the dot, so when it is 12 o'clock on the dot, we'll come up and then we'll now start blessing you on your birthday. 11:35. Yes. So we now set a target. I don't know if you're going to have somebody there to be checking your balance.
I'm a checker.
Somebody will balance in here, so that the whole world can know that there is a day.
Yomi, thank you.
Kemi Oluloyo. So we might go for a big target. We might go for 5 million, 10 million, anybody, anything. So and then.
Yomi, my little poster, my polo well.
No, kò ní di ẹ má ṣe ẹsẹ abúlé ọlọmọ wa kò ní ìyá mi ẹ ti kọjá ẹ ní di poster.
O ṣe gan ni máa invite àwọn èèyàn. I will invite you to come.
I'm a surprise one. I'm a surprise one, and I will tell my people they will come. People will come. We'll send to them to come and celebrate with you.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Convert your cake. Convert your cake to either a gift or money to the account. Yes, so
but we can
Dr. Kemi. Sheila, just send a greeting to Mommy Adeomi Adeshina. She's here. I want him. How much baby on that day? Magdalene.
Hello.
Mommy Adeomi Adeshina. Mommy Adeomi Adeshina.
Okay.
You can just say hi to her. She's on the comment section saying hi to you.
She's on the comment section. Who? Okay, Adewumi Adeshida.
Yes,
Okay.
so when is you remind me about it on the 7th. I said so.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. So call on show what you buy lo kama share.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ ti súnyàn Nàìjíríà, you know. Gbogbo nǹkan tí mo sọ last week ti State Department fún mi kí n tweet.
Whispering. Okay, we'll wait on that day. Whispering said you have a lion from him on that day.
Thank you very much, Whispering. Thank you, everybody.
Camera because they have to see you.
You want to do it like the one I did in Lagos during the pandemic?
So the
irony of that one was that the irony of my birthday, my pandemic birthday. The irony is that I just did a 55th birthday in 2019. You know that big one.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 30 pounds in advance.
And what happened was that the pandemic one didn't happen. Ironically, Naira Marley àti Tiwa Savage náà kọrin fún mi lórí live yẹn. You know we're locked down.
Wow.
Naira Marley came on the comment.
You surpass that. This one. You have tears of joy that day, by special grace of God.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Yomi, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
So I'll see everybody. Good night to all.